This part doesn't even matter. Just
Like blast off.
3,
It's happening.
4,
No. It's
5,
happening.
6, 7, 8,
Countdown.
9.
Welcome to the Endless Void Podcast, where we talk about something, nothing, and everything in between. Now, here's your host, Ian 47 Ryan.
Bob, you are insane.
You're a tippy.
We're recording, y'all.
That's fine.
Yes,
we're on.
Dad.
We are 3, 2, 1 live.
We're live.
Say something. Can you hear me?
I can
Yes.
hear you. How you doing?
We're all here now.
All right, joining me today is Bob again, and Frank, newcomer.
Yes. Say
This
hello,
might-
Frank.
Hello, Frank.
This might not apply to everybody, but I got my hair cut
like that
recently.
thing.
Yeah.
I did. I got my hair cut yesterday. It looks good, right?
You look really good.
Yeah.
I wish I could say the same thing.
No, I think it would be better to
Show.
not have it, actually. If I could just shave it once and be done with it,
Give us
that'd be
a
great.
side view.
Yeah, Ian, turn your head.
Oh,
Other
You
way.
can't see the sideburns.
No, it looks good.
'Cause
Oh,
they're
yeah.
gone, but
yeah.
besides that, the
Yeah.
earphones
they're
are
gone.
covered.
They're gone. I just went like the beardless. Apparently, it's a new trend.
I think
Like
you
the
just wanted the
sideburn-less
headphones to
beard.
fit a little closer there.
I
No,
see.
here,
Yeah,
there.
no one can tell.
Yeah, it's like the sideburnless beard. It's a low beard.
He's making a thing, a statement. It's like a
This
new thing.
terminology.
I don't know what it is, but
I didn't create this trend.
well,
This
you,
isn't my
you might
trend.
be in the process.
I Googled it. I was like, cool beard styles for
So
2020.
hair stops here and then it regains.
Yes.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Yeah, we go to the same barber.
Yeah.
You and Frank?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's a scalper.
How much did they charge?
Too much.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I wish I could just literally just shave my head once. How often do you shave it?
Once.
When people start complaining, you know, when it's just, when the little sprouts start coming up, you know.
Yeah, the sprouts.
When
Those
I
things.
want to look really like Yul Brynner, I'll shave it.
Oh, you just let it grow on the sides until then?
Who is
Yeah,
that?
some people like that.
That's how my grandpa did it for years and years
She
and
doesn't
years.
know who Yul Brynner is.
Of course I don't. I have no idea who that is.
You gonna Google it?
Frank, do you know?
Yes,
He
I do.
was-
Ian, do you know who that
I have
is?
no idea.
How do you
was
spell his name? I
Tarvis
don't even
Bulba,
Oh,
king of
Tarvis
the
Bulba.
Cossacks.
I have no idea who that is. I think the furthest thing
Throw
back
your
I
friend.
know is like Bonanza.
It was a movie he was in.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
you know the
Bonanza.
Cartwrights, huh?
It was about
Yeah.
the Cossacks, you know, and the Polish people. They hate each other. And Yul Brynner's son, Tony Curtis, fell in love with a Polish girl. So Yul Brynner killed him
So wait, he killed him for falling in love with a Polish girl?
because he fell in love with an enemy.
So he
He's like,
killed.
yeah, you-
he killed him.
I'll kill you.
Dead. Killed him
You
dead.
killed him dead.
Ian,
Tony
That's
Curtis.
that's
your face.
how much was this like a big movie?
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Was it like in theaters?
It probably was.
I might have to check this
What was the
out.
name of it?
Tarvis Bulba.
Yes. It's either Tarvis or Taurus Bulba.
Wrong like bull.
I'm going to Google it.
That sounds like
Do
one
it.
of the third-rate movies
I
you
mean, I
probably
could-
got on a ship.
I would Google it, but
Yeah.
my phone's dead. So.
I've never even heard of this. Not once ever.
No.
Yeah, Yul
Is this
Brynner.
like straight to VHS?
Who's the star in that thing?
Yul Brynner?
Yul Brynner.
Tony Curtis? I can't remember who the leading lady was.
Wow, he must have been.
Well, that's not the...
That's a leading lady.
we won't mention that ever again. Okay, let me X out of that.
Oh my God! What do you mean?
And there's no,
I can't X out. I can't.
there's no misunderstanding that.
Did you like that bud?
That was nice, very nice.
I feel incredibly left out.
Oh,
I
Yul
feel
Brynner.
completely.
I feel like
No.
Frank's getting the inside scoop on stuff over there.
I can't deal with it.
Yeah, I got the whole image. It was nice, very nice. Yes. Oh.
All right.
Wouldn't you say?
Movies.
Change the subject.
Those aren't your reading glasses, Bob.
Okay. He was in The Magnificent Seven, the original.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
Westworld, The
Westworld.
King and I, The Ten Commandments.
Sure, he's been a lot.
Taurus Bulba, 1962.
He must have been looking for some money or something.
Let's see what this is.
1962.
Tarvis Bulba.
Could you get a picture of this trailer if I play it?
I mean, I could like edit one in there. Yeah, I could edit it in there. I could like cut scene and then add it in there
do
for us.
that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Wait, how do you do this? I just like the way he dresses. I can't. How do you work this motherfucker? Oh, visit. Oh, shit.
We're fine. I think we're all right.
Here we go. Here we go.
I can always just add it into the video.
No, it's happening.
Give me the link, right?
I can just.
Taurus Bulba! Joel Brenner, check it out. Look at the man. Look at that's a fucking movie. Look at all them sons of guys on horses. Classics. Oh, the humanity.
All the humanity. Dad,
Oh, check it out. You gotta send it.
your fingernails are so dirty.
That's what you take away from that, Kayla.
Yeah.
His fingernails are dirty.
I'm a girl, yeah.
I'm not sure what's funnier.
That was perfect, Dad.
Oh, now everybody's gonna want to watch this movie.
Yeah, of course, you're plugging Taurus Bulba.
He kills his son, Tony Randall.
Then you kind of just spoil the movie for everybody.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. After the fact, let's just call it spoiler alert. That's fine.
So what's
I love it.
the topic?
It's whatever we want it to be.
Bulba.
Is that the 5-second rule of spoiler alerts?
I guess we're fine.
Oh, I get excited when I talk.
I mean,
about
1962, I feel like there's a spoiler limit. I feel like after 20 years, it should be okay to talk about it.
I agree.
Speaking of spoiler, you guys want to hear a messed up story?
No.
My mom has like the best spoiler alert in history.
I love Maggie.
She was actually like in line to see Star Wars Empire Strikes Back for the second time with friends and family. And they were like giving my mom like the guy, they were always going back and forth. And I guess he said something that made my mom like kind of upset. My mom turned around to him in line and went, "Vader's Luke's father." Yeah, talk about a spoil. Like that was relevant too. Like that was relevant. It was like 19, I think that one was
It's the
1980,
80s.
How did she
81.
know?
Yeah.
Because she had already seen
watched
it.
Oh,
She was going back for the second time.
That's why I
And she
missed.
spoiled like one of the biggest movie spoilers in history. And
Well, the guy must
she's
have been
in line.
an a-hole or something.
Yeah, I don't. I
Absolutely.
mean, they're
believe
friends
her,
still.
though.
I would assume so. She
was convincing. She says, "You know, you're an asshole."
Miss
I'm gonna
Maggie
spoil
wouldn't
it."
say it unless it was true. She ain't a liar.
Yeah, she told him straight up, which is huge because that's like a really big movie moment.
I'm your
And to
father.
spoil it like right there in line as it happens.
Ian, now you can bring up how it's like that's that weird Mandela effect where everyone thinks that.
Oh, yeah, you guys know
I
about
am
the
your
Mandela
father,
effect?
but that's not what
No.
it was ever. Yeah.
So the Mandela effect is like things that people say and quotes people say that are like accepted truths that aren't actually truth. So for instance, everyone remembers E.T. as E.T. phone home.
Right.
It's actually E.T. home phone.
Really?
In Star Wars, everyone says, "Luke, I am your father." Like that's the big Vader thing.
That's what everyone
it's
says.
actually, "No, I am your father." But everybody widely accepts it. They have like a
Yeah.
whole study on the Mandela
Yes.
effect where people
It's
just
Why
accept
do they
insane.
it
call it the Mandela?
because people
Because
believe that
he-
Mandela was dead when he wasn't.
Yes.
And they just accepted that he had died in prison when he
Nelson
when he
Mandela.
yeah,
Did
when he
not.
wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they call it the Mandela effect.
Huh.
Just
I don't
representing
see the
him.
connection.
Well, because everybody accepted that as truth. Everyone just assumed that Nelson Mandela was dead, and then he was alive. But everyone just took it for
It's
truth
the
that he
same
was
thing
dead.
with Elvis.
Yes.
Yeah, Elvis is still. Where is he?
On that toilet. It was a long poop.
That's like a 30-year crap.
Can't say anything. You know, that's all there is.
He's hanging out with Tupac somewhere in Mexico.
And also Hitler, probably.
Tries to cheat at poker.
Elvis does?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Obviously, he's played with him.
Are you Elvis?
So is he a gambling man?
Wouldn't that be crazy if you found out after all this time your dad was actually Elvis?
I mean, look at him.
No. Never Elvis. Maybe someone in the Witness Protection Agency, though. You didn't know me before you were born.
You gonna be a Fed? You gonna be a G-man?
That's true, though.
Bob be the G-man.
I don't know about G-Man.
Is that
could be.
like the Goodfellas movie? I love that movie. Yeah.
Part of the mafioso.
It's like
Got that Italian background. We
What's
can,
it? What's it called? Like, what was his quote? You never snitch on. You keep your fucking mouth shut. You never snitch on your friends.
Yeah.
Like that was.
Something like that.
I gotta look it up.
Snitches get stitches.
Mostly that, Frank. Yeah.
But they do get stitches.
Yeah.
Never snitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know. I mean, we knew. My great uncle had some sort of ties. On my great grandma's, I want to say like her 90th birthday or something. They took her to a horse race and she had the winning ticket. And we didn't find out until he was on his deathbed that the race was fixed.
Nice.
Of course it was.
That's what I like.
Absolutely.
They fixed it for Grandma.
Yeah.
You're fucking right. Yes.
So he had some sort of ties, and my great aunt was kind of like letting stuff slip, as he was on his deathbed, and my mom was telling us, "Oh my gosh, like I never knew. We had some suspicions, but she's kind of confirming all this stuff that we never really knew about." So a lot of stories came out of that, and it was crazy to hear.
I have an Uncle Frank.
I am an Uncle Frank.
There you go.
He lives in Vegas. I think he's still alive.
I've been to Vegas.
Was he a
Frank
casino guy?
Campbell?
No, he married into it.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a good family to marry into.
Yes. I could have married into it. But
But instead,
instead I left
He
my
had us.
hometown and went to see the world.
sorry, Dad.
You could have been a little
Guidette?
Benita.
Little Guidette?
Senorita.
She could have been.
Little Guidette.
So we were talking earlier. I just want to bring this up. So we were talking earlier. Kayla and her rap music, young kids and their rap music.
What are you trying to say?
So you guys were around the 60s, 70s.
Oh, yeah.
What was your go-to genre of music? Like, who did you just love listening to?
Fucking Dad's was ZZ Top or something.
You gonna let him answer the question?
No.
I remember the first album I bought was the Rolling Stones.
Ooh.
Flowers was the name of the album. I could have been like 12 or 13 or something like that.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I like them.
That's cool.
I like Stones, Foghat, Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Steppenwolf was weird though, because they only had like 2 or 3 good hits, and the rest of them was it was like the American Pie guy only had that hit,
Yeah, exactly.
and that was it.
One hit wonders.
Yeah. Kayla was telling us her first concert with you was Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
was-
Leonard,
yeah, it
not
was-
the real Leonard Skinner, but Leonard Skinner.
Yeah,
What?
it was.
You weren't even alive when the original album.
And it was like they were old and yeah,
It was good though.
it was.
It was good. It was Leonard Skinner and
It would have been nice to see him like 20 years ago.
who else was it
Yeah.
that played with them?
I remember.
Had a good time with ZZ Top too.
Oh, that was great.
That was great.
I
ZZ
love that
Top
y'all
was
went.
fantastic. With Cheap Trick.
Yeah, yeah. I
ZZ
thought
Top and Cheap
I
Trick.
thought I lost his ass. I really did.
The one thing I said to Frank was, "Don't fucking lose my dad," and
that weighed on
he
me.
immediately
Well, I had
lost
to go to
him.
the restroom and buy beer.
Yeah,
And
I didn't
shout out,
realize.
Better places to sit.
I didn't realize it, but before that, he had already told me that he was going to try to get down at the bottom row, all the way down by the stage.
That's what he does.
So Cheap Trick starts coming on, and he's not around. I'm like, oh my god,
He's looking at the stage.
where I've been looking down there with the lights. And where the hell is he? I know he's down there somewhere.
That's quite the disappearing act.
Yeah, but all of a sudden he comes. He's on the row right behind me, and he's got a beer.
Yeah,
It was my turn.
concerts are like my.
That's his happy
call it?
place. Like
Yes,
if
it's
you
like,
can't keep up with him,
I
just
am like
don't.
that is where I belong. I need to be in charge of the concert.
Another
I am here to take control. People, listen to me.
Does that work?
no, tell
Well,
him.
yeah. It
Well,
does.
you-
They'll get, well, at times when I have to
Backwards.
get people out of the way, they move out of the way.
Yeah, because you walk backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
he was
no.
going to try that to get through. That was going to be his entry method. Yes, he was going to do
What's
the
with
back
the
end.
walking backwards?
So it looks like he's really not going that direction.
You don't know until you try it, but
That's
you
the
can
thing.
get into places by walking in there backwards.
Does it work?
Yes.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I've
God.
seen it happen. I've seen it.
He did attempt it, but
She
we
saw-
kind
well,
of got off.
She saw me cut in front of how many people? 50,
Like a long,
100?
long line.
You know the lines at the concerts for the Porta Johnnies? So I just started from the back of the line walking backwards all the way to the front. The whole way.
And
but
you
I
know-
told the people in the back what I was going to do.
and they were like,
And they're watching me. And I'm
fucking
walking,
doing
I turn my head a
it.
little, like this, the peripheral vision, keep me straight, just a little. A little tilt here, a little tilt here. Walking, and as I get close to the Porta Johnnies, I see a door open. I'm like 3 feet away. I just go right in.
it's like,
And I hear someone in the back go, "He did it! Holy shit!"
So what does that give off
The
the
great
illusion
potty
that you're
rate.
just going the other way?
I don't know what people think.
He's-
I wish I
what
knew
it
what
is-
people think.
no, it's just confusion.
This
That's
son of
what
a gun
it's
is
just
crazy.
It's just
Fucking
pure
knows,
They
confusion.
don't- I don't know. It's an
Yeah, I don't
illusion
know.
or something. I've walked into bars like that,
I had a guy in boot camp.
concerts like that.
I had a guy in boot camp that decided to walk backwards for like a week. They just kicked him out of the military.
Well, that-
He didn't. I mean, that's all they did with him. They just sent him home. He was crazy.
Well, I mean,
He went. That kid snapped, and then for like a week he just walked backwards. No matter what the drill instructors would tell him, he just walked backwards.
walking backwards.
Every single time he
There
just
you
walked
go.
backwards.
That's the latest thing. Learn how to walk backwards.
oh God.
He'd even march in formation backwards. He'd turn around. And he'd keep in step the whole way, just backwards.
Amazing.
He was,
Oh, I could like to see that.
And
No,
then I don't
he's
know what he thought he was
damaged.
going to accomplish, and they were just like, "Okay, go home. You're crazy."
damaged.
No, he was way ahead of his time. They didn't know what they had.
Oh, Dad.
His parents pushed him into it.
I'm serious. You're walking backwards up to some terrorist. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" Let him come on. Let him.
If I do this, they won't see me.
That's true. The only thing that would give us away was the camouflage.
Well, yeah. But,
They might shoot us in the back. I don't know if that's.
yeah,
They would probably shoot you directly in the back.
But like in a big crowd and people are walking in different directions, you have a purpose. And you could do it. You could walk backwards. Try it.
Frank, what's your method?
I'm straight on. I go in and get in line and I conform.
I have to say,
However, we were trying to find our seats. We had no clue what these seats meant. These numbers. I was like, "What the hell?" Okay, so we're standing around and we're pretty toasty at that point.
I was gonna say.
He says, "Go ask that cop." I said, "Okay." so
Dad.
I went over and asked him, and he's like, "Oh, yours means you got to be in these like aluminum seats, the ones
Yeah,
in the
the
upper
bleachers.
Yeah, the bleacher seats.
Nosebleeds.
The different color. Yeah. So we walked around from there and we took off, and we were walking down, and Dad's like, "I don't know, but we got about maybe 50 yards or something," and you're like, "Let's go down there." Like, cop just saw us. I mean, he's gonna
Wait till he turns around.
Yeah, we started looking at him. Like, oh, okay, so he just ducked down the aisle.
Right. When
We
he
got
wasn't
like
looking.
Yeah, we got like the upper decks right there, center frame. And, yeah, that's why we were watching it until he left. And I didn't see him for a while. That's when I was looking for him.
Because he left you.
Right. And then we had people start coming in saying, these are my seats. Sorry, I must have got the wrong one. So I moved over. Yeah, then he finally come back and I was like, damn, Bob, I think we need to get the heck out of here.
Oh, yeah, we were sitting there, and then I noticed all the seats. It was full, and
People
then I
were
saw
looking.
people starting to come down the aisle.
He
It's
did.
like, hey, Frank, we need to go
We
to the bathroom.
probably need to get
We
out
need
of
to go
here.
to the
Yeah.
bathroom. Let's go.
That was shortly
Time to
after
go.
you got there.
So, what did you move further down then at that
No,
point?
we ended up standing somewhere
We were in the
where it was kind of close, but we had
Yeah.
to stand.
We didn't go up to the upper bleachers. We were on the landing in between
Yeah,
there.
like a place where they wouldn't
Yeah.
yell at you for standing there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying I missed that. This sounds like a good time.
That came from South America. It's from the Andes Mountain.
Yeah,
It's
Kayla,
an
hit camera 1 and turn around and face the camera.
No, I'm not going to face the camera because I hate my face.
It's not on correctly, but you have headphones, so I guess.
Yeah. It is what
Those
it
are
is.
llamas on top.
I knew it.
Holy shit, if I wore that at Mulligan's, I'd be king.
That's one of my
You would
favorite
be.
movies, Dad. The Emperor's New Groove. I'm a llama.
That's authentic. One of my customers got me that.
From South America.
Yes, he goes there. He lives in Argentina.
Is he a drug smuggler?
No, I think he's a Nazi hunter.
Even
That's,
better.
a,
Nazi.
that's a job.
Even
yeah.
better.
Nazi, that's
Even
where
better.
they all went.
His
so.
last, well, I won't say his last name.
Yeah, don't
but
say
it
his last
doesn't
name
sound
for privacy.
one or the other.
Huh.
It's
PII.
3 letters.
3 letters.
3 letters. One's an O,
Rio?
one's an X, and I'm not telling you the other.
All right, there we go.
Rex?
That's not. Kayla, stop trying to guess.
I'm
Tell
sorry, I
us.
have a problem.
OX, Rex.
Rocks.
Rocks.
That's his name.
Crack
Ox.
rock.
His name is
No.
Rocks.
Ox. No.
What? You just said it.
Oops.
So,
But anyway, yeah, he lives here in West Ashley and then lives half the year in Argentina.
that's
So
pretty cool.
He got you this hat.
And he brings me back hats every year.
Have you ever had the grass-fed beef there
And I have this.
in
he brought me this
Argentina?
hat.
Is that the Waigubi? No, that's Japanese. Very
You
nice.
have a hat for every occasion.
Very nice, Dad. You look very good. You look like Cheap Trick. Very good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Got another one down there.
Yes, give him one, Dad.
All right.
Let's
dual
go.
hat.
Yes.
that's-
Holy shit.
So I guess we
Here
were
we
talking
go.
about earlier. We had a record in United.
Oh, this will fit you better. This is bigger.
Frank, put
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, I have any issues with
Or
that
you
one.
can put your
You gotta put the headphones on
backwards.
over the top of it. Or
Put
put them
your
behind your head
headphones
like
on
this. Like this. Yeah, there you
Stay
go.
on.
There we go. Oop.
Here,
oh,
put
yeah.
this one on. There you go.
I mean,
you
you can
go.
always adjust the headset.
Black hat, yeah.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Frank looks like Steve Irwin. No, Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee.
Fucking
Looks
Dundee.
like a gunslinger.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about earlier? We were a record in the United States for no shootings, right?
No, there
Was
was
it
a
a
mass.
record?
No,
I
there
don't
was a
know if
mass
there's a
shooting the
record.
other day. Remember?
I'm not
But it
talking
was
about. I'm
nice
saying
not
before
having
that
anybody
though.
Shot for like how many months?
Yeah, where was that with the mass shooting?
Corpus Christi.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I'm saying before that it had been
Once
a while.
week.
They had
It was-
reported no shootings or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a once a week thing.
Well, in
Wasn't it?
Chicago, yeah.
Prior to the
That's
COVID
like
thing,
every day.
Mhm.
you know, it was nothing to hear. Okay, you know, somebody went nuts over here, over there, and then this shit happened, and no, there was nobody shooting
Now we're all
anybody.
fucking.
And then you open back up, and it immediately kind of jumps back into it. I wonder why that is. Like, were these gunmen scared of COVID?
Yeah. No,
I mean, I think
the whole COVID thing is just a way to stop mass shootings.
It's worked.
You never know.
Kinda.
It did kind of work.
It did.
Kind of worked.
But you would think that
Fuck
somebody,
gun
you would think that
control, just
somebody
make everybody
who,
stay at home.
you would think that somebody who has those sort of brain issues going on wouldn't, conform to the whole, oh, it's in lockdown. I guess I'm not going to shoot anybody today.
It's
Yeah,
going to be
what
a
do they
lot
care?
harder. I'm going to have to go door to door.
That's true. There's no mass gatherings.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But people were still doing like mega church stuff and all that.
No, they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, they were.
Some states weren't. I mean,
Some states weren't, but
Yeah.
there were some churches that
Yeah,
were still
but-
doing
yeah,
the
some
whole,
were defiantly
the whole defiant
doing that.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In fact, three of the guys who
That's it.
were on the whole, Jesus protect us from COVID, those pastors ended up getting COVID from gathering their congregations. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what was the result? I mean, did they all survive or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't look into that. I just know they had it. I assume they did.
I think statistically most people do survive from it. So,
yeah, it's like a 98% survival rate or something like that.
Yeah. And under 60, probably like 99. So
I mean, I just think it was so bad in the beginning because it spread so fast, and then we didn't have the equipment for it. I mean, we do have great medical staff and facilities here.
we were
That is
overwhelmed.
smart.
I just don't think they had enough equipment to deal
Basically
with
had
it.
to go into a triage type mode. I mean,
No.
it was really.
I know Elon Musk sent people a bunch of ventilators, and the states were sharing ventilators depending on where it was hit. Because I think New Jersey, New York, and Southeast Michigan got hit some of the hardest.
Yeah. Denser populations in some of these cities.
I almost wondered too, because Detroit Metro. I mean, you can take a direct flight overseas from there. It seems like these places, like you can take the direct flights into.
The direct flight ones, yeah. That stands to reason. You get more and more people overseas. So.
Cheers, y'all.
Smell it?
That's awful.
I don't want to smell it.
So, yeah, and then Michigan just had that yesterday. They had that big flood. The dam broke from all that rain.
Holy crap! Yeah, the dam
It's
broke.
like a
And they had to
flood.
evacuate 10,000 people. So now they have, a really high number of COVID cases, and they have to evacuate everybody to the same spot.
No one had that one. Everybody thought it was going to be some kind of killer alligator, flying alligator. That was next month. But it was a dam breaking.
Yeah, they ended up plugging it back up. You
How'd
can
they plug
extend
it?
them. I think they extend. They slide up and down. So, yeah, you can hear me now. Now you can hear yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good, don't it?
So, yeah, nobody
It's
expected.
different.
It is different.
Do you think
yeah.
it's different?
It's different. Yeah, definitely
It's
different.
different.
So they actually, they plugged up the dams, but I guess part of it was under 9 feet of water. Some of those areas.
Oh, they
That's
were
a
gonna get
lot of
They were
water.
going to get like 14 feet over flood level.
Yeah.
It's going to be ridiculous.
So some of those places ended up in really bad shape.
And that's happening sometime tonight, I think.
What's next?
What's next? What are we predicting next?
We got hurricane season coming.
Yeah. They still
Don't
doing
ask, don't ask.
tornado season still kind of going on too.
Yeah, actually, I was driving and had a tornado alert on my. I'm driving. It's like there's a tornado warning. Seek immediate shelter.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Kayla, tell them.
What?
Me and Mike were.
And it started hailing out. So that's a sign, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
It
when
is.
you're close.
I'm like, fuck.
Well, that's when the pressure and stuff, those clouds where the hail comes from, they're so high. That's where it kind of comes from. So regular rain clouds are a lot lower. But when you get those huge cumulonimbus clouds and that precipitation starts kind of like working its way up to the top and then back down, it freezes before it comes down.
Well, I knew that the size of the raindrops weren't the perfect size to spawn
like
a
stupid.
tornado.
Nimbus.
Hey, you might be onto something. I wonder if they've ever looked into that.
Yes, actually they did.
The size of the raindrops, huh?
Yes, the size of the raindrops make a difference.
I know what they tried to
Or
do. I
what?
saw something on this. They try to take current events and line up with past events. They have a analytic program that they go through in statistics. So if like the barometric pressure is showing a certain way on a map, they'll put it in a database and line it up with another date that had a similar barometric pressure and jet stream, like almost identical shape. And then they'll try to do their judgments based off of that. I don't think it ever really works with tornadoes, though, because they never, I mean, you can look at a cloud and say, okay, could produce a tornado, but you never know if it is or it isn't.
Land formation, geography, all that has to come into play.
Yeah, it just depends on how that wind catches, one jet stream catches the other one. So you might have a storm that could produce a tornado, but the jet streams aren't strong enough to create that massive flow. And then other times, it is strong enough to do it. And it's a 50-50 shot pretty much.
Yeah, last week I had a nightmare about being blown off one of these bridges.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Oh.
Yeah, he
I'm
told me it was
driving
so
the car- I'm
ridiculous.
going up I think it's the one on Daniel Island, that long one that was under construction. And I'm in the dream, I'm driving up and it's like windy and it's like, whoa. Next thing you know, I'm kind of like driving on the guardrail sideways, like, holy shit.
Awesome.
Fly out. And then I was like, and then I woke up.
You woke up before you hit, right? You got to, yeah.
When I went over.
Yeah, it's like
when
falling
I
off a building, you gotta
realized
wake
in
up
my
at-
dream that I was going to
Yeah.
die.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
You wake up just before, yeah. They say if you don't, well, that's pretty much it.
Then you die.
But, I'm driving over the Ravenel Bridge and I get the damn tornado fucking warning.
Oh, I wouldn't want it
and
there.
I'm like, oh, I can hardly see where I'm going. It's the
Actually, you
rain
know
is
what?
so thick.
That's not really a bad spot to be, actually, because you're over water at that point, and it's
Yeah, and
probably more common for it to come over air at that point, because the Ravenel Bridge is up so high that that would actually kind of like break it up. So that might actually be a terrible place to be for a hurricane.
good place for a tidal wave.
Yeah,
If it just passed under you, everybody else be dead. You'd be like, holy shit.
yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy if a tidal wave went up there?
They're concerned about that with like the continental shelf. If that was to give, it'd be a massive effect.
Oh yeah,
That way, yeah.
that'd be out. Oh my god.
And you know how deep that is? When we used to leave out of Norfolk on the ship, because of sonar, so we had the sonar, we went active all the time. And we had our fathometer go in there, plus our sonar. When you have really shallow water, you get a lot of reverberation, a lot of noise, a lot of stuff on the scope, little circular scope. But you could actually see as we went out, it got darker. We were crossing over the continental shelf.
Holy.
Where it was like there's no reverberation of sound. It was just it's just like that. I mean, it was very distinct, very clear line. So it's kind of
that's cool to see though.
God.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's
goddamn
deep.
some
Oh man, that would be a disaster.
yeah.
Absolute disaster if that thing gave.
My biggest claim to fame on deep though was actually doing swim call in the Marianas Trench. So yeah,
What?
Oh,
swim call. We stopped the ship, just made enough turns to be able to stay, up with the current. Dove over and swam in the Marianas Trench.
that's
What?
cool.
The deepest
That's
part
deep.
of the
Deepest
ocean.
part of the
Yeah,
ocean.
that's pretty cool.
Damn it! If you were gone, you're gone.
Oh yeah.
Forever.
All right, so
You're sinking like 5-6 miles down.
Holy shit, that'd be creepy.
It's
So
the
let's
size
see.
of Everest.
You ain't gonna touch bottom.
Fuck no.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
Let's see if
Be eaten if we get there.
let's see if Frank will give any secrets away. Ready?
What was that?
Okay, so Frank, so you were in the Navy. You did sonar. You were out on the water a lot, right? What's up at the Bermuda Triangle, Frank?
Yeah, tell us about it, Frank.
They ever
Tell
talk
us.
about that when you were in?
Yeah. We used to play
So what's the
ops
deal?
in there. We left out of there from Norfolk all the time. We went right through that Bermuda Triangle.
You went
all
right
the time.
through it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it covers such a wide area. We've done ops in that same vicinity. So,
Holy cow!
yeah,
they make it seem like anybody that goes through there, all electrical equipment fails, all
Yeah,
radio
it's
fails,
just
everything
kind of
fails,
bizarre.
and you disappear.
Some of the people are thinking it's the rogue waves that come across from the Atlantic because they can hit from the shallow to the deep water, from deep water to shallow, and make these rogue waves that just like take care of either low flying aircraft or ships.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a
it'd
big
be like
wave.
Poseidon Adventure.
Have you ever been hit with a rogue wave?
I've been in the North Atlantic in the middle of the.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's that was exciting.
Exciting.
I don't know if
Yeah.
exciting's the word I use. I'd be terrified.
yeah.
I watched like the deadliest catch that they have, where they go on
Taking
the Bering
45
Strait and
degree
stuff.
rolls
Yeah.
where you don't really know, is this ship coming back up or is this fucking excuse me,
It's okay.
No, you're
Poseidon adventure all over again.
Holy
And
cow.
if I do go over, where am I going? I don't want to go up. I want to go down.
Oh man, I would not
Yeah.
want to get hit with a rogue wave.
Yeah.
No.
That was I got introduced to that the first day I got on board ship. Said, I hope you got your stuff together because we're leaving tomorrow. And we're going North Atlantic for 3 months. It was a short cruise, but we were up there in the winter time. Very, very rough seas, and we refueled about every 3 days for ballast.
So are there
Not necessarily for fuel, but for ballast.
are there people like out on the decks when the weather gets like that, or they try to
for
pull
the
people?
refueling. We have to do that. We got like these large gas hoses that the oilers do, and you send a line across, and they attach it to it, and they bring this like big gas hose. It comes across about 150 feet from one ship to the other, plugs into a bell, and they get the fuel.
And do you guys like clip into the ship, or are you just freestanding?
We have no, yeah, we're like about 150 feet apart from one another, parallel, on a parallel course, And you got the communication lines, which is what we used to do. It's just a phone. It's a sound-powered telephone from ship to ship, so they communicate. And
you're not like clipped into the ship. You're not on like a cable or anything that holds you in place in case you go over.
Which is like a wired, like a 3-wire cable going through a rope, nylon rope, with some flags on it every 50 feet that you have to keep tight so that they know the distance.
Oh man!
So between ships, so that you don't collide.
So how do they stop? I mean, if a rogue wave hits or something like that, and people aren't like clipped into the ship.
That would be devastating at that time. Yeah. Well, we actually have taken some blue water over the bow, which means
nobody ever went overboard.
Well, it was 3 of us that were doing the phone distance line on the forecastle, and when we took one of those waves, when it went down, the water came up over the bow, and we were holding all 3 of us on the gun mount ladder.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Three of us just holding on to it. And one of the guys floated away, but there was some lifelines and some nets right there on the lower
Holy
level. That saved his ass. So,
that would be the most terrifying experience, to feel like you're about to get lost in a wide open ocean.
In the middle of the Atlantic in that time and that weather, you're lasting. They wouldn't find you before you were done anyways.
Yeah.
Temperature wise, you'd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still creeps me out. They're building the Titanic too.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
And they're taking the exact same pathway that the Titanic took. I mean, obviously they're not going to hit the iceberg and go down, you would think. How crazy would that be if the second Titanic also sunk?
Yeah, so who wants to go on that cruise?
Listen, I'm not. They're expensive tickets, but I don't think.
Stupid. It's not gonna. Happen.
No, I
guess I won't do that again.
What's the odds of that, right?
Kayla, can you pull this?
Line.
Hang on. Let me pull this up. All right. Here we go. We're gonna look at Titanic 2.
Well, no, the reason that the Titanic fucking sank is because they had a fire on board in one of the coal chambers that.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things on that. They also found out, of course, that shipbuilding didn't have
integrity of the ship
compartmentalization. That's why a lot of ships went.
Yes.
All Navy went to compartmentalization.
Fucked up.
Titanic 2 is a planned ocean liner intended to be a functional modern-day replica of the Olympic-class RMS Titanic. The new ship is planned to have a gross tonnage of 56,000, while the original ship measured about 46,000 gross registered tons. So from my understanding, they were supposed to take the same exact route that the Titanic did.
Same time frame.
And obviously they're getting some criticism. Yeah, they're getting a lot of criticism for doing that, which I understand why. But I don't think I would be first in line, just superstition-wise. I just feel like it's bad juju to get on the Titanic too.
No.
So what would the movie be on board?
Oh, no, you didn't.
I did. Yeah.
You guys want to watch Titanic all around the Titanic, cruising into the...
An endless loop.
Apparently that whole situation could have been avoided.
We tortured
them Like, they were kind of warned about it. I mean, they weren't warned. The iceberg they saw too late, but I guess they were warned before they went into that area anyway that they were going to run into problems like that. And everybody did the whole American ego thing. Yeah. This is the Titanic. We will never sink. We are designed not to sink. And then the worst possible scenario happened where it ripped all those holes into those, I guess to stop it from sinking, it ripped holes in all the procedure or whatever.
Oh, the watertight cells or whatever.
Well,
yeah, that's what it was supposed to do to stop it from sinking.
See, that's the problem. They never had watertight integrity in that ship. This is what all the Navy ships have. All of your floors, your decks, as well as your bulkheads, all have sealed passageways. Where they didn't, it was like this way, vertical.
Yeah.
There was nothing to prevent it from flooding the rest of the floors.
Yeah, and then one just kept filling into the other, and then it ripped in half.
If they could have sealed off,
if you could flood off one area,
that actually.
Well, that's part of our general quarters. That's part of your general quarters thing. When you go to your stations, you shut off and toggle everything there.
Was it not?
In case you got a torpedo hit or something like that.
So what happened was one of the coal bins.
We lose 3, not 300.
Where it stored the coal.
What?
No, the Titanic.
That was so weird. I was hearing both. I was hearing both stories at the same time.
The Titanic was fueled by coal, was it not?
Yes.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah.
Yes.
One of the compartments that held the
Like
coal
the storage.
Yeah.
got caught on fire.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
that
too.
ruined the integrity.
Right, and then I
when
think
it
weakened
hit
the rivets was another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that also played into it with the heat in the rivets.
And the other part about bulkheads.
So it wasn't the iceberg itself altogether.
No, that was a trifecta of bad stuff
Had
going
they
on.
hit it,
Well, I
had they
heard
hit
that fire started way before, almost when they left. They had that fire when they were leaving. It was like,
Part of it, yeah.
they're like, let's go anyway. This will be all right. Which is insane.
This is our maiden trip. We have to go.
That's what I'm saying. What kind of testing did they do to say?
Admiral.
It's an unsinkable ship, and then come to find out it was very sinkable.
Yeah.
So who was on the engineer team that they promised? Hey, this is an unsinkable ship, unsinkable Titanic.
And again,
unless
it led to a
you
lot of
decide to
compartmentalization
grill out
in the
on your
Navy
lower
ships.
floor.
How all of the decks now, and I mean everything is sealed off. Mm-hmm. So I mean, all from every deck above is you can seal off every compartment. So you minimize the number of flooding in an area. If you go to general quarters, seal everything down. You only got maybe 2 or 3 of those little voids. You can handle that.
Yeah, whoever's in there.
You have a
well,
list.
it's
You have a
no
little bit of a
shit.
list, but you can handle that.
Oh yeah.
If you get overcome by water, like they did.
Well, yeah, and they
you're
snapped
done.
in half because
There's no way getting. You can't pump it out quick enough. There's no way. So
Hold your breath.
that would be insane to
how
be
long
on
can
that
you sit in
ship.
water?
I mean, you're just sitting there chilling in a dining room, having a great time listening to music, and then all of a sudden, hey, the ship is sinking.
Well,
and,
everyone on there probably was pretty well to do to even be able to.
oh
get
yeah,
on
they
there.
said the
So,
tickets on the
high price.
Titanic, I believe I read, were the equivalent of like $150,000 now.
Wow.
We should try something
Like the
that
Gatsby's
again.
and stuff like that.
Get all the rich people on a spacecraft.
Fuck yeah.
And then, hey, all you super rich motherfuckers that are 1%ers that fuck everybody else over. Hey, we got the spaceship. And we'll take you to Mars. And then when they go halfway, it's boom, they're all dead.
To infinity and beyond.
Yes.
Never understood
Just like the
that term.
Titanic.
But see, now they know your plan. Now it's illegal.
We'll figure out.
See, once you say it out loud, now it's illegal.
Yeah, but they'll never listen.
You're
to me.
planting a seed.
They won't listen.
You're just planting a seed.
Yeah, that's what.
No, actually,
Hypothetically
we
speaking.
have got to think about that as people. How to.
You know what you'll like? James was telling me this story. There was a
motherfucker.
There was a lady in an airplane. There was an airplane crash, and something happened to the interior of the airplane, and it ripped apart, and it crashed, but it ripped in two. And one of the stewardesses got trapped in the back. Everybody else got sucked out of the plane, pretty much. One of the stewardesses got stuck in the back underneath one of those carts that they had the food on. It like pinned her down, and she survived the crash. And they said that the only reason that she didn't get sucked out or like her heart didn't explode or anything, when the plane ripped apart in that pressure, was because she was an alcoholic and she had low blood pressure.
Fuck yeah. I have high blood pressure, so I would have been dead, but whatever.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I
could you
think I
imagine
got
that?
low blood
That's a true
pressure.
story.
I have high
Oh,
blood
wait,
pressure.
no.
So she didn't get sucked
I
out
have a
because of
little
low blood
bit
pressure.
Well, no, she didn't get sucked out because she got pinned. But the reason that the pressure didn't affect her body at all at that altitude was because she had low blood pressure from drinking.
Oh. Okay.
So it actually saved her life.
Okay. So the pressure level, because it was still at a higher enough altitude to have
Yeah, and
pressure
I guess the
effects.
plane something happened and it just ripped open. Then everybody gets sucked out. That'd be the worst.
No, I can't imagine that.
I mean, at that altitude, you'd probably die pretty quick. But if you didn't, you just free fall for about a good 3 or 4 minutes. I'd still rather do that than get stuck in the middle of the ocean.
That would be so bad.
Listen, I'd still rather do that than get stuck in the middle of the ocean, though.
We
Or be eaten by an
we're still supposed to
alligator.
go skydiving. You do know that.
I know.
Or get eaten by an
Frank.
alligator,
We're
yeah.
supposed to go skydiving, me and Frank.
Yeah.
And
It was
and
going to be my
Monique.
60th, but it'd probably be my 65th. I'm not really sure.
How old are you now? 63?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, give me 2 years.
Kayla, why are you
give
trying
me,
to
please
expose
give
the
me
man?
2 years.
Skydiving.
No, we're supposed to. Yeah, we're gonna jump on. A
I
plane.
can't skydive. I'm too
doing
fat.
Yeah, it's going to be
is
like
that?
under 2.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They got a weight limit. Yeah.
Why?
For tandems, you got it.
Well, because you're falling with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got weight
You
considerations.
can't be a chunky boy
Can't
like
you
me.
do a static jump where they hook you up and you just jump out. And
I don't know if they do
rip doors?
static jumps for.
No,
regular
they
jumping.
don't. They don't. No,
They
no.
do.
Yeah, Walterville
No.
does.
Haha.
They do
Walterville
static
does.
jumps.
But you got to be credited, I think. You don't keep.
Yeah.
You
That's
the
can't
thing.
walk in and say,
That's the
I'm gonna
thing.
do this.
that's for
I've
the lower
never done
altitude.
it. I've never been skydiving, and they won't. I have to do it tandem a
I was
certain
gonna say,
amount
you'd
of
have to probably do a
times
couple other jumps.
before you can do it
Yeah.
by yourself.
You'd
I
have
don't
to
know if
work
I
you
could
up to a
see you doing
level.
it by yourself.
What?
Even if you
I don't think you
join
would do
the
it by yourself.
army and do it in
Why
the-
not?
We're talking about going up there and do it.
No, I just
doing
can't
it.
see Kayla doing it by herself without a
Why?
tandem.
Why not? You think I,
know.
can't
Tandem,
pull a
tandem,
cord?
yeah.
You think I can't? You think I can't pull a cord?
I mean, it's a little more than that, but you could pull the cord. You sure could.
When
Now-
You could pull the cord.
when
Now-
you jump on, you're like,
No.
Yeah, and then there's always the off chance that you pass out because you go into a spin. You could
I
pass
would
out.
for sure.
You might pull the
pass out.
wrong
I would-
cord
I
as
would-
the release for your-
Honestly, I would probably
"Hey,
pass
oh my
out
parachute
for
just fell
sure.
off."
Hey, Travis Pastrana did that. He jumped out of an airplane without a
Pastrami.
parachute. Drank a Red Bull. Said, "I hope this thing works." Jumped out of an airplane.
And then
with
he
no
died?
parachute. No, somebody else caught him in midair, and then they pulled the chute. But that's still crazy
Yeah.
Oh, that is freaking crazy.
Why would
to
he
do that.
do that?
because he's
That's
Travis Pastrana.
That's like the guy that
Pastrami?
jumped out of the airplane
runs
without a
nitro something.
parachute. You remember seeing that video?
Yeah, from all those.
Oh man, he was
yeah.
like what, 35,000?
The guy
and he
from
hit the net.
space?
Yeah,
No,
the
no,
net.
he wasn't from space. This guy, that guy had the highest. No, that guy had the highest jump ever recorded. This
Yeah.
guy jumped without a parachute and landed in a net.
And the net was only maybe 100-foot square?
Yeah, it wasn't big at all.
It wasn't big. I mean,
Dad. The fuck?
And he hit it dead center, and it stopped
He
him.
did.
But I mean, he sunk into that net probably a good 100, 150
yeah.
feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
yeah,
probably
they had that thing
broke a
suspended
rib.
at least 60, 70 feet above, so that it had that
What?
give. Yeah. Very
I don't
well
know.
calculated out
That's
and
insane.
performed by him. But
I
you know,
wouldn't do it.
a slight wind here or there, he's screwed.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, Kayla, I have some news for you. Do you know Cardi B said she wouldn't do a Super Bowl halftime show until they rehired Colin Kaepernick into the NFL?
Oh, well, then I'm not her friend anymore.
I'm just saying she made that statement. They
I
asked
mean, whatever. It
You
is
still
what it is.
listen to the music.
We're not. Yeah. Why are you shaking your
I hate it when
her.
I
We
hate
can
when
send her. We can
entertainers
send her
get
to
so
China.
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 So that's so much. China.
China.
Ian, go get us some shots.
I'll do it.
I'm in.
No,
I'm in the
no,
middle
Dad,
of
you
this.
can't leave. We're
He's
in the middle.
He's the host.
Call
Dad,
Ju-
we're in the middle of this. We can't leave.
Call Judy.
Call Judy.
I don't have a phone.
You got a Bluetoother.
Judy. You
call
got a
her.
Bluetooth there.
She said she was done.
Yeah, she did. She
She
clocked
did.
out. She clocked out.
That's fine.
Probably taking a
Everything is fine.
It's all good.
So
nap. No, we need
yeah, I
a
don't know
shot.
anything else that's really going on. That's crazy. Everything is just kind of reopening. I don't think we've had a chance to really have anything go crazy. I did have to get a haircut. I had to wear a mask the entire time I was in there.
Really?
That was like a 4-hour wait. I had to check in early. They were only letting 2 people in at a time. I had to wear a mask the entire time I was in there.
Okay.
That bitch
How
did a
they
good
get the
job.
beard, or did you do that
I had to
yourself?
do it myself. They wouldn't give me a beard trim. They said no.
Oh.
All right, we need to make a prediction
Okay.
on anything.
Prediction time.
Predict something.
What are we going to predict?
Well, they had that giant hurricane by India.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like
yeah.
the biggest ever?
Yeah.
Oh, typhoon.
There was
Anybody-
yeah,
anybody
and the
get hurt?
typhoon and everything. Yeah, I'm sure they did. Probably.
We didn't hear about it.
No.
They're all dead.
So, what's the prediction?
What are we predicting?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Are we just like throwing out predictions? Like tomorrow I'm going to have a bowel movement at 4 p.m.? Like what's the prediction?
That's one.
What if it's at
Or
4:34?
the next
though?
famous person that passes away, like a Deadpool.
Did you see that one guy died? What was his name? He was so nice.
Who?
He was like a dad.
I don't know. I know Roy died from Siegfried
I
and
know
Roy,
Eddie
right?
Haskell died.
Didn't Roy die from
fever.
COVID complications?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my phone is dead.
From Siegfried and Roy, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The tiger guy, the one that got attacked by his
And then
fucking
Ben
tiger.
Stiller's father passed away. Gary
That's who
Stiller.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not.
But it wasn't COVID. It wasn't COVID related though.
Oh, for the rest
For
of
the
us.
rest of us, I have one of
Holy
those poles
shit.
at home. I have one of those poles.
You have a Festivus
Judy
pole?
it's
That is wonderful.
it's about a package. It's the Festivus for Restus pole.
The Festivus for the rest of us.
So, hey,
good.
that's a
He was
that's a
good.
topic I got on
I
on
liked
this
it.
one. I mentioned that when I first heard the name of your show, I was like, endless void.
We should.
And I mentioned, says, sounds like a show about nothing. It's like that's like Seinfeld. That was the whole
show
thing.
about
Yeah, the show about
nothing.
nothing.
And he's like Seinfeld.
Yeah, I never watched
I'm like,
Seinfeld.
oh my God, you don't even know Seinfeld.
I love Seinfeld.
I've
I
never watched
also
Seinfeld.
dance like
Yeah.
fucking
Elaine.
Karen.
Oh, Elaine.
Yeah,
Elaine.
I dance like
The
Elaine.
classic
I could
Elaine
dance
dance,
like
yeah.
Elaine too.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never seen. I've
Yeah.
seen episodes of it, like here and there, but I've never gotten into.
I can't
Well, it got to
believe
me
that.
thinking. I said, you know what? It actually came out like in the early '90s and got over in '99. It's like, you know what? Pretty much, you guys were really pretty young at that point.
Yeah, but even I'm younger than him. I love
I know.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I love.
The only thing
freaking,
What's so much syndication there?
What's his name?
Kramer.
Yes,
I heard it's
am
got good humor.
Kramer.
Wait, Kramer, didn't he get like fired? Didn't he like super
He had
racist
some
and
issues
stuff?
that
shit,
yeah, he
what?
made some derogatory.
Stand-up comedian thing. He made some derogatory.
No soap for you.
A lot of comedians are under fire these days for like non-PC remarks, and they're trying to fight it with like, "Hey, this is what we do. We make fun of everybody."
He had hecklers, and they were black hecklers, and he.
Yeah, you can't just do that.
What did he
He
do?
made some not so good remarks.
I was like the
so-
NASCAR guy that got fired and lost all his sponsors for
The one that,
dropping
the one
the
that
forbidden
Yeah.
word on live stream
Yeah.
when they were doing the internet stuff.
Yeah, when they're doing the iRacing, yeah.
shit.
Now he since has got some other sponsors, whatever.
Oh, does he? I thought he wasn't allowed to drive
Some
anymore.
No, he's still doing it. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I think McDonald's is the one that pulled from him, right?
I forget who it was. They dropped him pretty much immediately.
Chicken strips.
Yeah. I don't remember what the comments were. I don't remember hearing them.
It's
so.
it's
Obviously
that's
not
tough.
good.
You're under scrutiny all the time online.
Oh, yeah.
All the time
Yeah,
online.
yeah.
You put yourself out on the internet, you are.
That's why I don't want people to
Scrutinized
see
Well,
my
every
those
face.
guys in the
15
heat of the
seconds.
moment, at 180, 200 miles an hour, and sweating, and somebody cuts you off and doing things, superlatives fly. A lot of the f bombs and what have you, but heat of the moment thing, you got to take that a little bit into consideration. But if there's a pattern, that's a different thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I don't know him that well. I don't. I just know he
I
issued
don't
an
either.
apology statement.
Yeah.
You know what I hate?
You would-
I hate it when they.
yeah,
You can always tell when an issue apology statement is forced. And
It's forced,
and I hate it when they come out like 12 hours after it happened and they just look dead in the camera and I am sorry for my actions. They were wrong. I shouldn't have done it. I don't. The big thing now is that statement doesn't reflect how I am as a person. I hear that all the time. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. You said it. Own up to it. You fucked up.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. You say it, you own it. You gotta take
yeah,
that.
just own it up.
You own it,
Just
yeah.
hey, I'm sorry. I had
mess up,
the heat of
fess
the
up.
moment. I said something stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I don't need this whole. These
think of-
statements do not reflect my
I can't
personal
think of the
opinion.
football player that you know how they in the beginning of like a Super Bowl where they're going through.
The fuck is that? What in the actual fuck is that?
Wait, is it a bug?
There's a worm on Kayla's desk.
A worm?
I don't know what it is.
Just smash it with your hand.
Oh, it's so little.
It is not. It's got a huge. Dad!
You're gonna flick it at her? Nice.
No!
Hey, listen, you're still in control of this thing. You gotta control it.
Oh, you got it.
Alright, don't.
Oh, he's gone. Where'd he go?
Kayla, can you come
Call,
back and
there's
control
the
this,
enemy.
please? Kayla.
Yeah, Ian, I'm not controlling it. Can you just fucking what are you what?
There's a bug in here. What camera is it
Oh
on?
lordy!
It's fucking gone now. Dad set it free.
It's on a loose.
Go free, my friend.
Band on the loose.
Well, that was interesting. I thought something was really going on. I just heard her scream, and
Yeah, well, sorry.
you got to scoot up to the desk.
No, the fuck I don't.
Oh, there you
No, I
go.
don't.
I guess that's that.
Oh, pretty much.
It's like an earwig.
It wasn't an earwig. It was like
It's
a.
gonna crawl in your ear.
No, it looked like one of those like ant worm things.
I see it.
Ant worms.
Dad, kill it.
Step on it, dude.
I don't
Just
have
step on it
any
with your
shoes
foot.
on.
I'm not breaking any treaties.
Is it a mole cricket or something?
No.
No.
It's a freaking.
I wish I had like a camera I could zoom into this with. They're
Let's see
free.
if I can do it.
She's freaking out over the
Is this so
tiniest
small you
little
can
bug.
cover it with a cap?
I put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now you can scoot
why I
up
didn't
because
say
it's not free. It's not free anymore.
He's
So,
cap. Got a cap on.
Bob's gonna try and get
You
a picture
capped
of
his
it.
ass.
Dad, I swear to God, what are you doing? It's underneath.
That ended up being quite a turn of events.
Yeah.
That was kind of scary.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I just heard her scream.
Why would you set it free again? Stop.
She capped his ass and you set him
Put
free.
it back at Dad.
There. Problem solved. All right. Kayla, are you okay?
No.
Oh, look at that. It's a bull weevil.
It's not a bull
It's a
weevil.
boll
It's
weevil.
a bull weevil?
What do you think, Frank?
Ugly thing.
That is pretty
Myself on
ugly.
that one.
Let me see. It's a bull. What?
That's kind of an ugly thing. You want to show the camera? Show the camera.
It is an ugly thing. Show the camera, Dad. It's
Yeah,
gross.
show the camera.
That's the bug. It's not a cockroach. It's a
Yeah.
boll weevil or something. I don't know.
A boll weevil. What is a boll weevil?
I don't know. Google it.
Is that like a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
It eats cotton, I think.
Weevil with a bowl.
Yeah, I don't know. Never heard of a boll weevil.
I know
before.
that it fell from the ceiling because it landed on me.
They like light, so.
So you guys should be proud of me. I haven't gone into anything fourth dimension tonight.
Oh wow.
I know, right? There was no.
We
there
got
was
there
no
almost
fourth
with the
dimension.
infinity thing.
Yeah.
Fourth dimension.
Infinity.
I don't. Infinity hurts my head.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know there's actually like numbers higher than infinity. There's like infinity.
Right, it's called Infinity and Beyond.
Swinging dick.
But how can that be if infinity is the end? And how can you go beyond the end?
I don't know. I saw a whole thing on it.
And do we get to the end all of a sudden? We got to open a door to go the other end.
And
Yeah,
the
I saw a whole
universe is
thing on it.
expanding. What is it expanding into?
It might be
Hey.
collapsing. I think it's still collapsing now.
Yeah, don't get me started. You know, I'll rant for like 4 hours on this. No, I'm not doing it tonight because they found evidence of evidence. Evidence is the key word, not proof of, but evidence of a parallel universe.
Bitch, what?
Yeah, they found certain particles that
The
move
fuck?
through the Earth, but the
There's
only
another
way that
Kayla
they could.
somewhere in another universe.
Yeah, they said. Well, those people they say would be in the past to us, and that we would be in the past to them.
Holy shit.
They said they found some particle that moves through the
so
Earth
we'd
and
be
the
the future of one, and they'd be the
yeah.
past of
Well, no,
us.
we'd both be the past. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, but they said they found some particle that moves through the Earth, and the only way for it to move the way it does is for it to change into something else and then change back. And the only way that that could happen is if it went somewhere else and then came back.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it hurt my head reading it. I was talking about it with Ernest a little bit yesterday.
But the fact it was being observed fucks it all up, the whole thing.
yeah, because
Because
observe
things
changes
that-
it. Yeah,
Right. How does that work?
it's not. It's not quite like that. The act of observing something does change how it behaves. Yeah.
How does that happen?
I'm tired.
I'm looking at you. Oh, you're going to act differently now.
Fuck you.
Well, because if you think about it, if you're not,
It works.
It's different, yeah.
It works.
you're only seeing how they
That's
act
how
when
it
you're
works
looking
in the
at
real
them.
world. You look at something, and what does it say?
Fuck you.
Okay.
Yeah.
See?
That's what they say.
That's what it says.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
life. That's life in a nutshell.
Out to Red Lobster's Cheddar Bay Biscuits. I love you, hoes.
All right, there you go. Walk in there and tell them what you just said.
I don't
just-
think they'll.
I did. I
Red
plugged them.
Lobster, really?
Those Cheddar Bay Biscuits, babe. Fuck you.
I know they're good, but Red Lobster in itself is just like when I was younger, I was like, yeah, Red Lobster, and now when I eat Red Lobster, it's like,
Yeah, that's what good. That's
Well,
because
after
we
you
have
eat
a
Frank's
Frank. We have a Frank.
oh yeah. Let's talk about this. Frank made food tonight.
He's amazing.
It was really, really great.
It was pretty
I'm
good.
like-
plugging.
It was really
It was
good.
tiger
Yeah.
shrimp, right? Tiger shrimp,
Oh,
lobster,
they were, yeah, I'm sure.
fillet, all on a
Asperger, I guess.
all over charcoal.
Asparagus.
Holy moly, this
Oh,
food
my
was
ears are
delicious.
sweating. Do you want to
It
wear
was.
this for a while?
It was
You're going to
actually.
get my ear sweat on.
No, you're good. You're good for the rest
You
of
don't
it.
want to share.
It was
I don't want
delicious.
your ear aids.
All right.
It was hard for me to want to come in here after that because I wanted to just sit back in a recliner, and yeah, Kayla almost fell asleep.
That was one of those Al Bundy
tried.
moments.
I tried to fall asleep. He wouldn't let me. Damn it.
Because the show must go on.
The show.
So I do eventually want to get a phone for the cast that people can call
Yeah,
in
that'd be great.
But I have to get it as like a work phone. I'm not giving my personal number out to people.
Yeah. you don't
That's the
want
last thing I need. There was a guy online. He used to run Barstool Sports online, and it was like a comedy / sports show, and he ended up selling it for like $500 million, like his cut of it.
Wow.
Nice.
And then he ended up losing a bunch of money in the stock market and stuff. But one of his shticks is that he would go around one slice, one bite, and then review the pizza. So he would find like famous people and stuff, and they'd have one bite, and then they'd have to give it, however many out of 10. And people would say 10, and he'd be like, that's bullshit, because then what happens if the next piece is better? Like, you can never give it a 10.
Yeah.
So he was reviewing frozen pizzas, and he was having frozen pizzas during COVID sent to his house, and he was reviewing frozen pizzas, and he accidentally leaked his address online to the internet during the live show. So for the next couple weeks, I think he still does it now, people just send him stuff, the most bizarre stuff. And he gets hundreds of packages a day.
Nice.
And then he just goes on camera live and just opens them. And it's like almost like somebody sent him a football helmet. Or like somebody will send him like cool artwork they drew of him and stuff like that. Or t-shirts like their high school football team. And he just opens up all kinds.
That'd be cool.
Well, yeah, it is. And then somebody sent him a prostitute to his house. Somebody sent him a live chicken in the mail.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, what does he do? He just cuts it open, looks at it, and throws it to the side. Whatever he doesn't want, he just throws it to the side. So eventually he'll be like, okay, guys, I got to stop the unboxing. Like, I got to clean all this stuff up. And then he does it, and he has a video guy that goes around with him. And
Like a blessing
New
and a
Yorker,
curse in a way.
I don't know how I would feel. I mean, if I leaked the address, that's scary, because there have been people online who have actually leaked their address, or people know where they live.
Yeah.
And like, there have been cases of guys live streaming video games on the TV, and someone will shoot through their house,
Yeah.
like drive-by shootings.
Right.
Or when swatting was a big thing. Remember when swatting was a big thing? Till that guy got killed?
What's swatting?
So people would
What? Yeah. What's
call the police on somebody. They'd find their address and tell them that they had hostages and bombs. And they actually got somebody killed.
SWAT there, yeah.
But it was a joke, because people be on the internet playing, like some Mario game or something.
right.
And then the cops would bust open their door, and on live stream, you'd see them throw them to the ground. And, and then I'm streaming. The cops would
easily
be
got
like,
someone killed,
sorry.
wrong move here or there. I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus.
that would suck.
I'm working on a prediction.
Are you?
All right, let's hear it.
Oh, I'm working on
Wait, hang on here. Watch, I can do this from here. Ready? Slide this to me.
What is going to happen?
Check this out.
It's gonna happen.
All right, now it's on you guys.
I'm not sure. What do you predict? Something. We already had the mass shooting.
Okay, we had the shooting, had COVID, alligator lady,
tornadoes,
Yeah.
tornadoes.
hurricanes. That's
Yeah.
all. That's
Yeah, but hurricanes are like a thing.
It's a
Well, it has to be a major one.
What about like a super volcano in Yellowstone,
Oh, we all die.
or San Andreas out in California,
or a
which is
meteor
way
hitting
over
the Earth
Meteor hitting Yellowstone.
and causing a super volcano? That's a
sets
dumb
off
one.
the what is it? What's the guys over there? Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Which is a ticking time bomb right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
If that thing goes, ooh man, everybody's in trouble. You think?
I've
Mount
never
St.
been
Elmo
to
or something?
Yellowstone.
Neither have
I want to go.
Yeah, me
Let's
too.
make a trip. Let's plan to go to Yellowstone. I think I want to go to Yellowstone, and I want to see whatever wildlife they don't they have like
Bison.
crazy wildlife and
They
stuff
have
on it. Yeah,
bisons.
and
Bears.
yeah, buffalo and bears and
things. Yeah.
Well, you got buffalo and stuff up there in Michigan,
I've never seen buffalo.
up there in
Upper P.
I've eaten a buffalo burger or a bison burger.
Traverse City, I think.
I've seen moose, but I've never seen like a wild
Traverse.
buffalo.
Yeah, Traverse City's got them.
I've never seen the Great
polar
Plains
bear?
either.
Polar bear.
No, because I've never been to Antarctica. I mean, I think I've seen a polar bear in a zoo, maybe.
Don't you find that funny though? Okay, we only got polar bears up in the freaking north, Antarctica, but you only have penguins down in Antarctica.
Yeah.
And you don't have one or the other in either area.
You would think that maybe someone should
Same kind of cold water, but
take a
just different
polar
poles.
bear and take him down there and see if he can hang out down.
Well, that's what it is. He's polar.
Yeah.
He's North Polar.
North
Yeah.
polar bear.
Yeah.
But that may, have they ever tried that? Take a
I don't
polar bear
think so.
down to South
According to Flat Earthers, there's a giant ice wall there, and we can't get through it. So who knows what's up there?
I say what
Maybe
we
there's
should
penguins.
do-
Maybe there's penguins
You know why? 'Cause
behind the
polar
ice
bears
wall.
will eat the shit out of those penguins.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if penguin would be on polar bear diet. Really, I
They'll
think
eat
polar bear eat like
anything.
seal and stuff.
They don't know the difference. They look the same.
A seal
And a polar
And a penguin?
and a penguin, yeah.
look the same.
They're black. They swim in the water. They got flippers.
Seals aren't black.
Yeah.
Seals are gray. Seals are the
Well,
gray,
they're
blubbering.
they're
They're
dark
more like
color.
walrus. I can
They're
see how
dark
they
color
could get
when they're
confused
wet.
between a
When they're
walrus
wet.
and a seal.
A sea lion is black.
I'm just panning back and forth between our faces there. Yeah, I guess a sea lion.
You know,
I don't know.
This hat really makes my head sweat.
Well, yeah, it looks like what's it made out of?
Llama wool.
Llama wool.
Yes, it was made in South America in the Andes Mountains. Thus the little llamas.
It might be hot up here. I wonder. That looks like it's pretty breathable though.
No, it's a winter hat. This is what they wear.
It's like a wool cap, man.
Those damn.
Wait, what?
Chill-
Winter?
chill-
It's like
Chileans.
South America. How
Yeah.
how cold can it get?
It's in the mountains. It's freezing.
No, I guess the
Tierra
mountains up
del
there.
Fuego.
Yeah.
Pulled in down there. That was
Yeah.
the lowest point.
And they got like El Nino and La Nina.
It's like being up in Canada.
I would wear it.
Just the opposite.
Let's go to South America.
Yeah, but if I went to South America, I'd want to go to like a rainforest.
I'd like to have a minigun.
You go there with a minigun?
Yeah.
Why? To the rainforest?
Just to have.
Over there or
Yeah,
here?
just to like carry it. It's just a little protection. You know, some bandito comes up to me, or some like a predator kind of alien. I could just take down the forest.
There's a whole lot
Yeah,
of them out there now.
I just want to go to a rainforest. And it's really humid though. But they have
think-
cool animals. Like you can see parrots and stuff.
Could you survive?
Could I survive in a rainforest? Yeah, I can survive in a rainforest.
You're challenged.
You have everything you need
you
in a rainforest.
challenged?
No. Here's the thing. You have everything you need in a rainforest. Rainforest would not be hard to survive in. There's water everywhere. There's food everywhere.
Where's
As
this
long as
food?
you
There's vegetation.
As long as you stay away from stuff that you don't know what it is that could be poisonous or not.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff you
where
could eat.
better
You could
done
eat
your
bird,
homework.
and I mean you could eat all kinds of stuff there. You don't need to. You don't
Let's
need to
go.
worry about
Let's
like.
do it. Let's do it.
But I don't. I mean, sleep there. You'd have
Let's
giant
just parachute.
mosquitoes and
Kill two birds.
Those fish.
Parachute in there.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure you could find. I don't know if they have rivers that run through the rainforest. I assume they would somewhere probably, like little creeks and stuff.
Called the Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Largest river.
Or like I want to go to Egypt,
Not the longest, but the longest.
see the pyramids, the Nile River.
That'd be
place
cool to
visit,
go
yeah.
down every big river, the Mississippi.
I've seen the Tigris and Euphrates.
Going down the river is a
Really?
good idea.
That's where I was stationed at over in the Middle East. Yeah, we were right on the Euphrates.
The birthplace of humankind.
Yeah. It all
How
started
did
there.
that feel?
That was weird. It's weird because you look at those people as so third world, but are they really? Because
They've been there forever.
they've been there forever, number one, and if we didn't have our technology for some reason and it went out, who would be the last man standing? I mean, they build their own houses, they farm their own food, they have their own animals. I mean, they're self-sustaining entirely. Huh. Not us. If we lost internet for a week, humans would, well, Americans here,
Sounds like a lot of the Amish, though.
any
That way.
first world would lose their mind. Yeah.
Well, the financial.
What would we
everybody's
do?
money's on, plastic.
Well,
How am I going to pay for anything if there's no power to tell me if I got money or not?
That's the
yeah,
way
that's
to
what I'm
deal with
saying.
cash.
I think we'd be in some big trouble if our grid went out. But what are you going to do?
That's how they're going to do it.
Maybe that's the next prediction.
Are
An
we- all right.
EMP of massive scale, a solar flare.
Yeah.
Ooh,
There we go.
let me check. Spaceweather.com.
Yeah, if a solar flare hit us,
At the right time.
you know, we'd be toast here. I mean, we wouldn't be toast, but it would be like a massive EMP. Yeah,
Briefly, yeah. Now the EMP, that's
that's the thing. We'd be out.
Yeah.
I mean, the solar flare is big enough it could take us out, but it would EMP for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's it's like Russian roulette because the sun's doing this and we're going around the sun and the EMPs go bing, you know, bing, you know, and one of these days it's going to go bing, bing, you know, just
One hit us in 18.
random, you know, 1 in a million chance.
One hit us in the 1800s. Big one.
What happened?
Nothing, because we didn't have technology and stuff like we did
How do
back
we
then.
know it hit us?
Because they can go back and look at all that stuff and what was going on at the time and weather, and it affects a lot of stuff. But they got hit and nothing happened because it was all farmers and we didn't have the internet or
You don't have all the
computers.
semiconductor devices and stuff that
yeah.
can get affected by EMP, electromagnetic pulse.
Let me see. Do you know if we're going through a sunspot lull or a...
I don't know. I saw somebody saying the sun was in a sunspot lull, and then I also heard that was entirely fake. I haven't looked at NASA's reports on any of that yet or anything.
Well, yeah, it goes in your 7-year cycles.
Yeah.
And it'll go from a bunch of sunspots to almost zero. And,
Yeah.
you know, they kind of correlate all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like wars and...
Yeah. It does. It has an active phase and an inactive phase that you're more likely to get hit with a solar flare during those times, and the sun kind of takes a chill pill for a minute and goes back into its little recession, if you will. Which is crazy. They figured all that stuff out.
Yeah.
Just through a telescope. Like, hey, wait a minute. Every 7 years, the sun looks like it's about to explode.
Yeah. Telescope or just using statistics and presenting something that's
I don't know.
a theory?
I know they send probes and stuff at them. I mean, they got to be able to see it.
Oh, they got all kinds of different telescopes. They got infrared.
Who's going to dispute it? You know,
Well,
unless somebody does go out.
I mean, the
to dispute it.
scientific community tries to dispute all that. I think that's pretty well known that that's the cycle.
I guess if you got a good rep, yeah, you probably. But still, when somebody puts out something like that, if nobody else knows about it, how do you confirm or dispute it?
There's all kinds of crazy stuff. You can Google all kinds of scientific papers that have come out this year, and see how many of them aren't making it through that mainstream science doesn't accept.
Or you're finding out somebody else already.
It's just
claimed it.
bizarre stuff, you know. Like someone could write a paper on why trees could become sentient and come up with a whole list of. You'd look at it and say, that kind of makes sense, but you know, we know that's not going to happen. A sentient tree. What do you think a tree would say to you if you could talk?
I think.
I know that's a tough one. That's deep. If nature could talk to us, what would it say?
Stop pounding that nail into me. Or
Oh, you know, because I talk to trees. I say bad things to trees. But what would they say to me?
little treason.
Yeah, you and trees don't get along very well, do you?
Yeah. Hurry up and die. You'll be my fertilizer. You know, you're useless to me, human.
That's true. But really, we're not, though. Because we put CO2 into the atmosphere, and trees use CO2
Right.
in photosynthesis.
Does it filter?
So it's like it's
They're
a
a
completely
CO2
symbiotic relationship. Like without one or the other, we would all die.
Right.
We'd kill us all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and trees were around before humans, but we had animal species do the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, don't get me talking about
a
that'll be our
delicate-
next show.
Nature's a delicate
Tree
balance.
consciousness.
Tree.
You want to talk about tree consciousness the
Yes.
next one? Yeah.
What about those
The bonsais.
mushrooms or
Just
the,
a little
the
tree consciousness?
fungi fields that go on for miles and miles? You know, it's like
Well.
one little community of fungi. It's the largest living organism on the planet. It's a bunch of mushrooms that live in this forest somewhere.
Well, I didn't know that. I've never even heard of that.
What kind of mushroom were they?
No, it's I don't know. I don't know the name. I will.
And they're all
be prepared.
interconnected? Like it's all one giant
Yes,
mushroom?
It's one giant mushroom. Okay. You know, with its little fibers under the ground, interconnected.
That's crazy.
I will present that at the next show.
Well,
There's a guy, a mushroom guy. He was on another podcast
Mario.
that
Yeah, Mario.
Ian's been on the Joe Rogan show. He has a guy. I don't mean to be plugging you, Joe.
Sorry, Joe.
You know. I know. Don't worry about the money you owe me.
Did you walk backwards on him too?
I guess before we wrap it up, he likes to do this. Bob, you got any sponsors to plug this week?
Let's see. Well, once again, Casey Mulligan's. Very good food. Do you have anybody to plug?
No. I guess we're pretty good. I'll plug Ian. And
I want to plug whoever
cast.
I want to plug whoever murdered that cow for us to eat tonight. That's what I want to plug. Thank you, sir. Thank you for doing your part, your American part, and slaughtering those animals for us to eat. That is.
You're welcome. I let that butcher do his good work. I was putting America to work, so.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I couldn't do it. I know a lot of people are vegans and stuff. I couldn't do it. I can't. Lady I work with is vegan. Vegan food is delicious. I've had vegan food that's absolutely amazing, but I just couldn't. I just don't want to not.
You would do it.
And
if
vegans
you
have
had
such a
to.
little
If
amount.
I had to, like, if it was like a
vegetarian
medical.
has even a
If
wider
it was
range
like
of food.
another COVID, but it was beef COVID, and all the beef was bad. You could not eat the beef. It was called mad cow disease.
We'd probably never
It
go
would
back.
make you go crazy. So for months and months, you could not eat meat. All you had to do was eat vegetables. But that's the next thing. They're going to make us all vegetarians.
We're all getting to be vegetables anyways. In some way.
That is my prediction. No more meat.
No more meat.
All right, so we're gonna have a meat shortage. Is your prediction?
Meat shortage.
I think a solar flare is my prediction. Frank, did you ever come up with a prediction? What's your
I don't think I did.
your next mass problem?
The next
We're
massive.
going to be vegetarians, and we're going to love it. No, fish, shrimp.
I don't know. I think San Andreas is way overdue.
All right,
California's
earthquake.
California's fixing
California
to.
earthquake.
Goodbye, California.
They're way overdue.
Meat shortage. What's your
I've been
prediction?
through one out
I
there.
said solar flare is my
Solar flare.
big one. I think a solar flare is gonna hit.
Okay, EMP, meat shortage, San Andreas. Okay.
We got it.
Tune in next week and see who was right.
And hopefully none of us.
Yeah, hopefully none of us.
All of
are.
it happened.
Well, all right, guys. Thank you for coming out,
Yeah.
Bob. Again,
It's
Hey,
nice to be
Bob's
here.
gonna be a regular here.
Yeah.
I guess I need more mics. I'm gonna get more mics. Then we'll have a real setup.
More heavy.
And you guys don't have to be like danger close to each other, you know.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Smells like my ears.
Well, Bob gave the shout outs.
All right. There you go, Bob.
All right.
I'm going to get
That's
more
it. We're good, guys.
sponsors. I had one sponsor, but after last week at
Oh, the massage parlor.
massage parlor,
They cut you off, huh?
yeah, I went crazy.
All right. Well, I guess we're good to go.
Yeah.
I can shut her down.